My name is Michael Holguin, and I'll be giving a speech on choosing to eat healthier food to better yourself, not physically, but also mentally in the long run. How many people in this room have consumed fast food at least one time this week? Please raise your hand. Now, how many people in this room have consumed fast food at least twice this week? Now, how many people in this room have gone to Burger King, McDonald's, gotten some onion rings, French fries, or that Arby's roast beef sandwich at least 3 times this week? If you look around the room, that's a lot of people. The choices we make as individuals for what we put in our body affect us not only short term, but in the long run, it's pretty bad. The choices you make right now could make you either very healthy when you're older or cause you to have a lot of problems with your health. Did you know that according to the National Alliance for Nutrition and Activity, your diet significantly contributes to 4 out of the 6 top causes of death? 4 out of 6 of the top causes of death come from what you eat. We all enjoy that McDonald's Big Mac or those French fries from Burger King. But if those types of foods are what make your meal plan, then I'm sorry, but you are looking at a whole lot of trouble for your health down the road. I've done research on multiple websites that have credible information, and I myself have committed myself to eating better and exercising better and putting the right kinds of things in my body. That way I kind of know what I'm talking about up here. That way you guys can trust me. First, I'll talk about America's diet problem and how us as a nation are getting fatter by the minute. Second, I'll talk about how what you eat at those restaurants and the drive-thrus and the fast food places, that takes a huge toll on your bank account when you can just save that money going to the grocery store and cooking at home. And last, I'll give you some tips and advice on how you can better help yourself physically and mentally down the road with what you consume. You've been walking around town or sat down and looked around at a group of people, you'll notice that most of them aren't that healthy. That's because of what they choose to eat. The choices that you make right now affect you down the road, like I said. That's why you got to choose to make the right decisions and eat the right things. In 1990, not one U.S. state had an obesity rate greater than 14%. According to the CDC, 10 years later, 23 states reported an obesity rate between 20 to 24%. And in 2010, 36 states had an obesity rate of at least 25%, with 12 states reporting an obesity rate beyond 30%. This is coming from the U.S. News Health. According to the MarketWatch.com, the U.S. makes up 5% of the world population, but makes up 13% of the world's obese. This is the largest percentage of any nation in the globe. That means we are the fattest country in the world. It's kind of embarrassing because we think of ourselves Americans, we're the big and the bad, we're awesome, no one's better than us. Well, we're pretty fat, and that's got to change. You got to want to do that for yourself and everybody around you. I'm giving you a few facts about why America is getting bigger by the minute. Now let me talk to you about how eating out and eating all that fast food takes a huge toll on your bank account. According to an article written by Mark Bittman of the New York Times, the fast food is not cheaper than buying food from the grocery store and making it yourself. A typical big family meal from McDonald's costs about $28. You can reduce that by $23 if you get apples instead of French fries in the Happy Meal. But a typical meal at home, say you went and got processed roasted chicken with vegetables along with salad and maybe some milk or water, that costs you $14. That can feed 4 to 6 people. $28 to $14 is a huge difference in the long run if you think about it. That's half the money. The core problem is about cooking is that cooking is defined as work. People don't want to work. We're lazy. You got to stop that. People think, oh, let's just go to the drive-thru because it's easier. No. Take the time to make a good, healthy meal at home. It's worth it. But that's on you because we're lazy. I'm lazy sometimes. I decide to go to the drive-thru. I'll admit it. But you can't do that. You got to have enough inner strength to say, you know what? No, I'm going to go home. I'm going to cook myself something good to eat. The average American spends $1,200 on fast food alone in a year. A study carried out among 1,000 adults found typically they will tuck into fast food on 2 occasions per week, shelling out about $12.50 per meal. It's a lot of money. You can just save that by going to the grocery store. To end, I'll finish with some tips to help you become more healthy, not only physically, but also mentally. Most people believe that working out and going to the gym and doing all those push-ups and drinking all that protein is what makes them big and strong and good looking. But really, 25% of the work is working out. The other 75% is what you put into your body, what you consume. People are mistaken by this, and that's why people that go to the gym, they don't see results. They're not doing it the right way. As a rule of thumb, weight loss is generally 75% diet and 25% exercise. An analysis of more than 700 weight loss studies found that people see the biggest short-term results when they eat smart. On average, people who dieted without exercising for 15 weeks lost 23 pounds. The exercisers lost only 6 over about 21 weeks. It's much easier to cut calories than to burn them off. For example, if you go and get that steak quesadilla, it's about 500 calories. It takes about 4 miles to run it off. And I don't know about you, but the fast food that I eat, I gotta do a lot of running just to burn it off. So I'm sure it's the same for everybody in this room. You cannot exercise a bad diet, meaning you can't go to the gym 7 times a week, but consume fast food 7 times a week. It's not gonna do any good. You're not gonna get any results. You gotta make the right choices. You gotta put the right type of fuel in your body. It's like a car. You don't wanna put the wrong type of fuel in your car because it's not gonna run right. If you put the right type of food in it, it's going to run perfect. Same thing with us. The energy that we need comes from the food that we consume. If you put the right type of food in your body, you'll feel good and you'll do good. Successfully fit people are successful not because of good luck, birth order, or family heritage, but because they have adopted the right habits. They do things differently than the rest. It's a mindset. It's the inner will. You want to be better, then you got to do it. Nobody around you can make you do it. It's got to be from in here. Here's some tips to help you down that path. People who eat healthy, they tend to stick to the same daily menu. They eat breakfast. They drink water. They eat small and often. They eat whole foods first. They know their foods. They eat their favorite foods carefully. They keep away from the red zone foods, which are junk food in their house. They close the kitchen after dinner, and they're resourceful and politely picky at restaurants. To go back on what we've covered, first I talked about America's diet problems and how we're getting fatter by the minute. Second, I talked about how going out and eating all the time takes a huge toll on our bank account. And last, I gave you some tips and advice to help you better help your physical self, and not only physically, but mentally. We all enjoy that McDonald's Big Mac. Like I said, I enjoy it. I know people in here, they have some type of fast food that they really enjoy. But if those types of foods are what make up your diet, then I'm sorry, but down the road, you're going to have a whole lot of trouble with your health. So the next time you're thinking about going to that drive-thru and going to McDonald's, going to Jack in the Box, Burger King, just stop and think about it. Is it worth it? Do I really need to put this in my body? Or can I take the time to go home, go to the grocery store, buy healthy food, and consume that? Like I said before, it's like a car. If you want to run the best, you want to feel the best, and you want to do your best, put the right type of fuel in your body. Stay away from that junk food. Thank you.